G'day, welcome to my place. I'm going to introduce you to my 1948 F6 truck, Australian delivered. I've had it for a little bit and it's just been sitting around, so I'm about to make a move on it. I'll give you a look at what I'm doing. So initially, when I got it, I had plans to keep it as a truck, but stick something big under the bonnet. Regulations in New South Wales makes it pretty easy to do on vehicles over 4.5 tonne GVM. But the only problem I found was that once it's over 4.5 tonne GVM, you've got all the heavy vehicle legislation when it comes to driving it, weigh bridges, registration. So a little bit of pain in the butt, plus it's a 4-speed crash box. I've got a manual heavy vehicle license, but not a crash box. So it was just a lot of stuff. I went, you know what, let's just do something else. So I found myself an original F1 chassis. So I think they're like a 3/4 tonne. She's in really good shape. So that's pretty much the cab part of it, and the engine part of it is just an easy bolt on switch over, no big deal. The steering, this is a left-hand drive chassis. It's been chopped up. Brake pedals have been chopped up by the previous owner. So that's the only dilemma I'm going to have, is if I can fit anything off that guy, because it's a lot heavier. If not, I've got other stuff I can use, but it'd be nice to use the original Ford stuff. This engine just sitting in there at the moment, not the original engine for the truck at all, but it's from what I've worked out, it's a 262 cubic inch Generation 2 Ford 6-cylinder, based on the Y-block V8 apparently. So I've got the head, manifolds, turns over, so I'll probably move it on. I don't really need it. I've had nothing to do with them. I mean, the Falcon 6s have always been great, but I've had nothing to do with these. But overhead valve, pretty big valves, big pots, so she probably goes alright. But I'll whip that out and I'll stick my sidey in it. So the gearbox that's in this chassis is a 3-speed manual. I don't know if it's a synchro box, I don't know what year it's come from, I don't know if it's originally from that engine. But if it's a synchro box, I'll use it if it bolts up to a sidey. Otherwise, in the F6, it's got the 4-speed full crash box, which I can drive on my licence in a car under 4.5 tonne. So I don't mind crash boxes, a little bit of fun. Yeah, so this old truck I picked up off a good old friend of mine who found it. It looks like it was originally from Yeovil, which I've spent a bit of time pig hunting in my younger days. Got friends out there. But yeah, Yeovil sawmill work truck by the looks of it. I'll give you a look inside. As you would expect, it's rough as guts, but it's pretty much all there. It's got very minimal rust in it, which is a bonus. But I'm really hoping that I can use the pedal box, steering column, steering box, all that sort of stuff out of this onto the F1 chassis. But we'll get under and have a look in a minute, see what we can do. So these things came out with a 239 8BA, which was locked up. I pulled the head off it when I brought it home about probably 8 or 9 months ago, and found one of the pots is really bad. It's had water sitting in it, so she's going to need a sleeve in that one, but it's fully rebuildable. I'm going to take it out. I'm not going to use this motor to start with. I've got 3 other sideys which I can use. So there's a 40, 41 and a 42 which will go in there for now, and then I can have a play with this one, and whether I'll put it back in this or put it in something else, but it's a bigger capacity. So yeah, it's definitely worth saving, but I won't be using it straight away. The diff in this F6 is massive. I believe it's a 2-speed Eaton. It's got this 2-speed lever on the front of it with a vacuum operated mechanism on there. But that is absolutely huge. I don't have any use for it whatsoever, and I don't even know if people want them. But I'll ask around. If nobody wants it, I'm going to turn it into a potbelly stove for my shed. I think she'll make a great one. It's big enough. So yeah. Alright, so we're back onto the F1 chassis and looking at the steering box, the way it's mounted on. Left-hand drive. It's got the bolts for the right-hand drive, the holes for it. So, but yeah, she's been cut off here, but no good to me anyway. I want to make it right-hand drive. I need to swap all this out, and I've got sedan stuff, car stuff from the right era, but I think it's very different. But well, let's have a look underneath the F6 and see if anything will change over. Well, having a look at that, it's not magnificently different. The steering box is bigger, but let me try and get that around there. can see it. A little bit hard to see. Can't see it. There it is there. Steering box is a bit bigger, but I can't see any dramas. Even that steering arm looks like a similar size. So yeah, we might be able to work something out with that. We won't know till we pull it apart completely. But it looks promising. Let's look at the pedals. So back over at the F1, the pedal assemblies on the left hand side, they've been cut off. It's a shame because we could still use them, but I mean I still probably can. But you never know, those pedals might bolt onto these if it's different on the other truck, but we won't know till we have a look. But like with the steering, it has a mounting spot for a right hand drive. Same with it. I can see it under that tarp, but there's a hole there for the steering box, for right hand drive steering box. So all that's pretty basic. Okay, she's a bit hard to see under here. I can see it okay, but it's not really clear on the camera. But it looks like it's going to be a pretty easy switcheroony with that brake setup. It's looks like the holes are the same and everything, so yeah, it's going to be no dramas whatsoever. Nice and easy. That's good news. So over here in my engine corner, I've got two good sideys. I'll probably be using that one. That's off a 41 Ford truck. Turns over, it's pretty much complete. So I've got all the parts there to get that as a runner. Just get some water pumps and stuff, and I'll make it 12 volt. So yeah, we use that. I've got another one in another truck. I've got a 42 jail bar, but that's not here, and I'll leave that complete at the moment. So there you go, that's my truck, and I plan to keep it all patinaed. People that know me know that I like that look, just like my big fat head. I like to keep the age and the wear and tear there. So yeah, no, she's cool. I'll knock a few dents out though, but make sure she's got no rust. Like I said, it's very little rust. I'll get rid of anything that's there that I find, new rubbers, stuff like that, and she'll be a sweet old school patinaed little hot rod. So yeah, looking forward to it. So the next video I'll probably time lapse it, pull it all apart, and then we can have a look properly and see what we can swap over. So I'm looking forward to that, and we'll just leave it there for now. So stay tuned, be good to your mates, keep building them cars, like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff, and I'll see you on the next one.